This is a pelvic floor drill you can do seated right where you are without any props. Some might be helpful, but you don't have to have them. So this is something I recommend practicing every day to get that pelvic floor strong, balanced, and coordinated. The pelvic floor is actually made up of a bunch of different muscles, and a big part of the problem for a lot of people is that they don't always communicate well with each other. So this exercise is almost like a little meditation to help make sure that these different parts of the pelvic floor are functioning simultaneously and in a balanced way. We're going to do this drill seated today, but at some point I want you to try this lying down, standing, maybe even in a squat or some kind of athletic position. We want to be able to fire our pelvic floor in any action that we're doing. You don't need a prop to do this, but I do recommend at some point trying this with a ball. I love these little lacrosse balls. They're smushy and they are the perfect size, but you could use and maybe benefit from something a bit bigger and a bit firmer, like a tennis ball or something like that. You may also want to grab your electric toothbrush, or if you happen to have a Z-Vibe, this is a speech therapy tool. I'll put the links to it in the video notes. Vibration in the teeth can actually help with pelvic floor awareness. So we're going to use this potentially to help us feel the movement of the pelvic floor a little bit more. Before we start this exercise, I want you to see what the pelvic floor muscles look like so that you can think about what it is we're actually doing here. So here's a picture. And I am going to kind of demonstrate this as a diamond. So if you want to think about the diamond as having these 4 points, right? Top, bottom, side, and side. The sides are your sit bones, your ischial tuberosities. The top is your pubic bone, and the bottom is your tailbone. So it would sit like this if it was in plane with your pelvis. Yes. We are going to focus on connecting the dots of these diamonds in different patterns. I also want you to notice that there are 2 layers of pelvic floor muscles here. There's some that sit right on the surface. I'm going to call these skin layers. And then there's some that are a little bit deeper, 1.5 inches to 2 inches in. And we're going to work on contracting those separately and then putting them together. So there's multiple steps to this. Use this video to walk through them and kind of meditate, experience how these different muscle groups are functioning as a unit. Okay, so first, I'm actually going to have us use our fingers just so we can feel what's happening. I'm going to bring my fingers underneath my sit bones and almost onto the inside of the sit bones where those muscles connect. So my hands are underneath my pelvis, and because I'm on a chair, I can feel quite a lot of pressure there. If this hurts, you don't need to do this, but it can be very informative. So I'm going to do a traditional Kegel and just lift my pelvic floor up and see what I notice. And what I'm noticing is that there is a slight delay in my left side. So ultimately, I want those to fire evenly. And with a little bit of awareness, I actually can get them to coordinate a bit better. So for practicing this drill, I do recommend grabbing a ball of some kind and just, stick it right there, okay? The point of this is that it's giving us a nice target to aim these different points towards as we squeeze the ball. So that ball is in there. And I'm going to think now about that surface level layer of muscle, so that skin layer. But I want you to think about squeezing those sit bones in towards the ball, activating just that surface level of muscles, and then relax it. And just to note, relaxing the pelvic floor actually takes up to 3 times as long as contracting it. So give yourself time to really feel that relax and open and expand. One more time, squeeze those sit bones together, just the surface level. And then relax. Okay, we're going to go pubic bone to tailbone. Squeeze the front and the back. Notice if there's a delay. And then relax. And do it again. See if you can coordinate those up a bit more. And relax. Really good. Okay, we're going to go now to all 4 points, squeezing in towards the ball. Just again, that surface level. Give that a squeeze and relax. Very gentle, very shallow squeeze. Those 4 points coming in towards the ball and relax. Now we're going to come in and do the deeper layers, 1.5 inches to 2 inches. Pull those sit bones together. So we're squeezing the sides of the diamond, but moving up further this time. And relax. And then let's go pubic bone and tailbone together. Squeeze from the deep, deep place, like you're trying to go right over the top of that ball there. And relax. And now we're going to do all 4 points together. Squeeze that in. And relax. Okay, now we're going to pull all of them together. So we've got skin layer and the deep part, the deep layer, all firing together. We're going to do 4 points, everything all together. This is your traditional Kegel. Now that we've sort of fired up and warmed up those individual pieces, we're going to put them all together into this main pelvic floor. Yes? Okay, here we go. Pull that all together. Squeeze and hold. I want you to hold. Notice how the stamina is feeling. Can you keep pulling like you're sucking that ball up into you? Yes? And then relax. Okay. My pelvic floor specialist told me that I needed to be able to hold that Kegel for a minute. Good luck. Something to aim for. Let's do it one more time. Grab that ball, squeeze it with everything you've got down there, but make sure this is all relaxed and easy while you're doing it. A lot to think about. And then relax. So if this is feeling murky, that's okay. Just thinking about this is going to start to clear up these blurry maps. I recommend doing this every day. I recommend doing this every day for most people, but especially if we know we have some pelvic floor dysfunction. If you're finding that that is just almost impossible, I do recommend adding the vibration to the teeth. Give that a try. I am so much stronger. And so, yeah, that helps my stamina. It helps me feel it better. Highly, highly recommend. If you're still finding this challenging, please schedule a free Explorer session with me. I have a lot of things that I'm not going to put into a video that I can recommend for helping activate this pelvic floor and getting it back to fully functional. This is something I'm super passionate about. Our pelvic floor is literally the seat of our body, right? We need this to function as optimally as possible for literally everything we do in life. So it is worth taking the 5 minutes a day to do this drill and get good at it, so that we continue to have that strength right where we need it for the rest of our lives. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Bye.